Hello again, everybody. It is the American Doofus Show. I'm your host, Barry Welsh. Don't be a doofus. It is our second panel. We are going to be talking about post-election. And once again, joining us is Mr. Galaxy Boog from the Boogaloos. And you've got a couple of things you want to correct, or a couple of things you want to expand on from the first panel before we get started.
Yes, sir. When I referred to the Black Lives Matter that I've been working with and fighting with for justice in the streets, I felt like I misrepresented them.
Okay.
I actually go by a name called the Village 337, and I just felt that I should put that out there.
Okay. All right. So they're not official BLM. Or are they?
Correct.
Are they like their own subset or what?
I'm sorry. I feel like I'm losing you. Possibly. That or they're actually just for Black lives.
Okay, that's cool. All right. And did you get everything out you wanted to get out about the Boogaloo movement?
No, sir. I feel like I did not represent us as well as I should have either.
Okay.
Before I really get into it, I want to say that I can't speak for the movement as a whole,
Right.
because we have no leader. But with that, it's also made it extremely easy for those that cause violence under our banner. We do not condone violence. And actually, a majority of us true Boogaloo boys have actually adopted the NAP, or non-aggression principle. We stand for freedom and liberty for everybody, no matter the color, creed, religion, or opinion. The rights of the people belong to everybody, point blank. We encourage and educate all races to use their rights, because rights are like muscles. If you don't exercise them regularly, you'll soon lose them. We stand against police brutality, racism, pedophilia, tyranny, and government overreach.
Okay.
And I was talking to Apollo on the last panel, and he was asking why I felt that we may be, labeled white nationalist or supremacist.
Yeah.
And that really got me thinking. And what I should have brought up is that we're such a unifying, powerful movement that does not regulate any race, religion, or class of people. We are the people's militia.
Okay.
And because of that, I feel like we've been so, I guess, miscredited and misrepresented. We have women, men of all colors, creeds, religion. However, every time we have tried to sit down and talk with the media, they always try and spin it to fit their narrative. And we've constantly been fighting that. No matter how many times we actually try and get the truth out, we can't win, because no matter what we say, they're going to spin it the way they want to.
Right. Okay.
We do not believe in the civil war that they keep saying that we believe in. However, we do feel like societal breakdown is inevitable, and it's coming eventually. We prepare for that.
Okay.
However, before it gets to that point, we want the people to realize that, if we are together and not fighting each other, like the government and other people in power would like, Um,
Maybe
we
there's
can
a
avoid
chance
that
society doesn't break down. Yeah.
altogether.
Yeah.
We can,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
We do not support civil war. We don't want war, period. We want peace.
Okay.
We want unity amongst people. We
Okay.
want to give everybody a common goal to fight for, and that's the Constitution, the way it was written for everybody. Liberty and freedom for all.
All right.
Um,
Apollo.
we do have. Oh, go ahead.
No,
Any questions? I'd be glad
yeah,
to
I
answer.
was going to say, Apollo, Darren, do you have any questions for
Well,
Galaxy?
first, I would like to say salute to the Boogaloos because I've never met one or spoke to one, and I respect a lot of things that y'all do. I actually feel the same way that y'all do. Um, a lot of people, like I guess you could call them my trolls on my podcast, uh, would want me to believe that the Boogaloos are a white supremacy type group and are racist, but I'm assuming they haven't even listened to any of y'all because it's clear that that's not the truth. And I salute y'all, I really do. Um, as far as NFAR,
Yeah, go ahead and talk about NFAR.
so I'm only going to speak a little bit, I guess you could say, of what I know the group stands for. But you know, the general is Delta, and he's the leader. But you know, we stand against racism and police brutality, stuff like that. Um, I do know he does want to come out maybe in November, so y'all get to hopefully, you know, y'all get to see us then. Um,
You mean like a formation?
I
Something
wouldn't
like
call it.
that? You can, that's all right. I'm sorry. I shouldn't even ask, man. Go ahead.
No, it's okay. He did mention how he, you know, how he went and seen Angry Viking.
Yeah.
Um, he did mention that he liked the way that went on.
Okay.
Not like
All
a
right.
formation, kind of like a
More
gathering. He
of
liked
a rally, more of a gathering than a military formation.
for sure, because he I can tell he's really wanting to network, just like me. I'm trying to. We're all trying to network, you know. Um, yeah, I know he's definitely mentioned the Boogaloos for real. He's trying to holler at y'all. Um, yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
All
and
right.
by the way, the reason I'm masked up is not because I'm trying to hide my face. Um, it's because you know a video that was sent to the American Doofus show. I think it was a Proud Boy guy. He said there's a war coming because if Trump wins, the people that don't support Trump are going to retaliate, and vice versa. And look, think about it. I think at last time I checked, Biden was still in the lead, but you never know. You never know. And but either way,
Either
it's
way,
going to
you feel
be.
like a war.
I really feel like.
Either way, you feel like a war's
Yes, sir. I
coming.
feel like there's. Yes,
Okay.
sir. I do.
All right.
Or something, because even I mean, I know we don't want a civil war, and we try to talk like we're doing now for peace, you know. But when you look at the, you know, in reality, at the rallies, there's people that's ready to draw blood because they support Trump only, you know, or they support Biden. However, only that reason, you know, that.
Okay.
So yeah, I do believe that if Trump, you know, gets another 4 years, or if Biden gets his first 4 years, it's gonna be bad.
All right.
I think it'll be worse if Trump got it, honestly.
Okay.
You know.
All right. Apollo, do you have anything before we get started with some topics? Do you have anything you want to ask either one of the other two panelists?
Oh no, I follow. I done seen Darren's podcast a few times. You know, I've seen plenty of General
Okay.
Delta Django. You know, shout out to both of y'all. Shout out to Galaxy. You know, so
right.
like I said, it's, you know, I'm on YouTube when I'm at work a lot. You know, and so I peep it out. You know, I seen him. You know, and I seen
Okay.
the little exchange with Delta Django and I think it was Tahaka Bay. They squashed their little beef, and you know, and it's just like, I watch the stuff. I kind of pay attention. So
Okay.
yeah, I salute to both of them, man. Darren and Galaxy. Salute to you both, and Doofus.
Well, appreciate
Thanks,
it.
bro. You too, bro.
Yeah.
Okay, so there hasn't been a winner declared as of right now, and do you think it's been a fair election from your perspective, from where you're sitting? Because there's a lot of talk. Yeah, there's a lot of talk that it's there's been shenanigans, that their votes have magically disappeared, that votes are magically appearing. There's and in my opinion, especially as much as I support live streamers, a lot of the states have been showing live streams of their vote counting, from opening the envelope all the way through. So to me, there doesn't seem like there's anything going on any hanky panky wise. Do you all feel the same?
I feel like there's a lot of fucking corruption going on here.
Okay.
On both sides.
All right, go ahead.
I mean, that was one of the biggest reasons that I joined the Boogaloo movement, was to fight racism and corruption. I want a better life for my child, my sister's children, and I feel the life that I envisioned for them it never even existed.
Okay.
And if I don't stand up and actually fight and do something, then
Okay.
what are we really doing for? Because I'm not doing this for me. I'm doing this for everybody. And I'm willing to make the ultimate sacrifice if I needed to. Not that I want violence or I want death, but I don't. What else is there worth fighting for?
Okay. All right. So you think both political parties are corrupt? A lot. I mean, I hold the same views, obviously. It's hard to imagine a fair election when you think everybody's corrupt, isn't it?
Well, not everybody is corrupt. It's just, in my personal opinion,
corruption on both sides.
Yes, sir. And I feel like the main two-party system has become too empowered.
Okay. All right. We'll get to that, because I've got that. Well, actually, let's just go ahead and talk about that since we're talking politics. I'm going to throw this out. Apollo and I've touched on this, the need for a new political party that is not all right or all left, but it's forward. A party moving forward. I don't know, smart people party, a unity party, something to where we realize we're in the 21st century, and we start acting like it and start progressing and start moving things forward. And in my opinion, the Democrat label, now, this is one of those two things can be true at the same time, because right now, as we're talking, it looks like Joe Biden's going to be the next president. So the Democrats are going to win the presidency. My personal opinion is the Democrat label is toxic in so many areas in the country. And I back that up by saying we're in a pandemic, we're in an economic crisis, we've got an incredibly unpopular president, and the Democratic Party loses seats in the House and doesn't gain any Senate seats. So the two parties are soon just about to become a monolithic red Republican Party that will believe just about anything anybody says, and not a whole lot of education or science or value put upon intelligence. And I think it's time that we tore the thing down and brought up a people's party.
Somebody that actually represents the people.
Yeah. Yeah. Anybody have any thoughts on that?
I'd
I already
fully
told you
support
my
that.
view on it, man. Oh, wait.
I'm sorry, Apollo?
Oh, you can go ahead.
I was
Okay, no,
like,
I
I
was
would
just gonna say,
support that.
no,
Sorry,
just go.
what I
I
was
thought
saying
he.
was what I was saying was I would be fully behind that and fully support it. I apologize, Apollo.
No, it's good. It's good.
Go ahead,
I said
Apollo.
the same thing. That's what we talked about. That's what we had just talked about, and it's like, you know, it only makes sense. I just don't know why it's never happened, because it only makes sense. And it's like people. There's a lot of people. I mean, we see what we can do for the other, you know, politicians. Imagine if everyone just came together and did it that way. It's like, get someone that's, you know, level playing field. Everyone got similar agendas, and just push the money behind it and everything else behind it.
We
It really
need
isn't that hard, man.
we need to have a summit. We need to have like a, you know, a giant one of these. Get about 100 people on there from all across the country with like minds and start talking about it. We're 4 years away from the next presidential election, and 2 years away from the next major congressional election. Could we put something together based on the internet and be impactful in 2 years or 4 years?
I feel like we can be. That is more than enough time because just with, you know, with what's happened within a year of like small third parties actually trying to, you know, build themselves up within a year prior to an election, that's not going to work. It's
Right.
proven time and time again. Now,
Right.
if we did it for 4 years straight, I think we can get an audience.
Okay. Apollo?
I think it's doable if we can do something to get the unity under control, because we have a lot of people, you know, that support, but at the same time, the numbers we would need, it's a little bit more unity needs to happen. You know, like I said, we got people still that's not really jumping on board. The numbers are big that are, you know, people that are trying to do good, but realistically, I just think that we'd have to figure out some way to get this unity sticking and then pull it. So, I mean, realistically, I would say 8 years, because, you know, it takes 4. So imagine spending 4 years on trying to get the race relations under control and get them going good. You know what I'm saying?
Good point. Yeah.
Because it's not going to be that easy, but it can be, but it's not going to be. Because there's a lot of people. What I noticed, like even in our last little video, me and you and Galaxy did, you know, I was in the comments, you know what I'm saying? It was entertaining, to be honest with you. But it shows what level of thinking people are on, man. And that's going to be hard to get everyone on board, just because there's some people, man, it's just like, you
Oh,
know,
yeah. Getting everybody on board it's going to be impossible.
right. And I'm saying it's a lot of
But
people.
it's going to take time to get enough on board.
Right.
Yeah. Darren, hop in.
Yeah, I'm just sitting here thinking, you know, basically networking. Everybody needs to keep networking. You know, that's how I feel like the more people that we actually meet, talk to, then yeah, we could figure out that well basically pinpoint who's racist, who's not racist, good versus evil or whatever. And you know,
How do we get people of your age interested in some kind of movement of change politically?
honestly, the same way, like honestly, like the NFAC and that type of way.
Okay.
But yeah, just different leadership.
Okay. Galaxy, what do you think?
Why? Me personally, I feel like we shouldn't just utilize just one specific way. Utilize everything.
Okay. Go ahead.
The biggest, you know, thing that started, as far as like, you know, what brought a lot of, you know, the boogaloo about was memes. And I mean, if we did that for 4 years, 8 years, just, you know, kind of getting stuff out, people spread that stuff.
Okay.
Social media is a big key role, although me personally not that anymore. But there's still a lot of people that can and would.
Okay. All right. That gives me a little bit of hope. We'll keep talking about, we'll get back to that topic. We'll talk about that. What do we think about what's really going on right now? And that is that we're looking at the possibility of a sitting president not giving up the White House. I mean, that's where we're at. He's basically, he's basically claimed that either he wins or it's a stolen election. And it's obvious from the election that President Trump has millions and millions of people that not only follow him, but believe everything he says. How do we determine how do we determine what we do going forward if the president won't relinquish the office if he loses? Is it going to be chaos? Is it going to be chaos? Is it going to be a coalition of various different groups just applying pressure? And what do you all think? What we call the Trumpers, the diehard Trump fans, what are they going to do? I know that's a 3 or 4 questions, but
legally, is he really able to like stay in office if he don't want to and fight back?
No.
I mean, so how would that even be possible? I mean, even if I feel like that, honestly, if that happened, that's where the militias would come in.
Okay, that's what I was wondering. Do you think there's going to be like a coalition of militias come in and bring pressure?
I mean, honestly, they should, because that's law. We're standing up for the Constitution, trying to be patriotic. So, yeah, I feel like, help take him out of the office.
Okay, what do you think is going to happen with all the people with the big trucks flying the big Trump flags? What are all those people going to do if he says the election is stolen and the only patriotic thing you can do is keep me in office?
Anybody got
Well, personally, I've been up to this quite a while, and he's going to have the Proud Boys that he's had on standby. He's going to have all these other pro-Trump supporters are going to come out, and they're going to come out en masse in support of, because, I mean, they're going to believe everything that comes out of his mouth. And, I mean, to me, at that point, he's putting himself in an authoritarian position, taking control of power. And Darren, you're right. The militias that are for and against, completely against government tyranny are going to show up, and we will be out.
That's what's up. Salute.
Apollo, you mentioned earlier you had one of those trucks running through your neighborhood.
Well, it was my buddy's neighborhood, actually. I talked to him earlier, and he said that he was just leaving from his little job or whatever, and a guy was just rolling through the neighborhood, and he had the flag on the back of his truck or whatever, and said he pulled up on the side of him. It's a street where you can come this way or you can go straight, so you can't really, say he just pulled up on the side of him, gave him like a dirty look, peeled off, went through a stop sign, almost hit a pedestrian, and he said he just seen him for a few blocks, and he was just like on some agitation stuff, and it's like, I don't know if they're gonna turn this racial, if they're just gonna, I don't know. Like, as far as him standing in office, though, it's like, really, our military and all that will let that happen?
I don't know. I don't know. I would definitely hope not. Right. I would not think so. But that comes to question. He's the commander of the military, right, at the moment.
Not at that point. I mean, if he lost the election, he's no longer in power. And anybody that swore that oath in the military to uphold all issues, foreign and domestic, will uphold that sworn oath.
I hope so. I hope so.
Can I say something, though?
Absolutely, man.
I was gonna say something like, as far as, you know what I'm saying, I understand where my two brothers is coming from, you know.
As
But
far as the militia,
yeah, as far as militia go, I understand, you know, where their, you know, their militant, you know, feelings are coming from. I understand all that. But at a time like this, you know, you both seem like some smart gentlemen. You know, sometimes you gotta really, really think about stuff, because sometimes people will throw out bait. And the debate will be just because of something petty going on with that person. Like, imagine Donald Trump, you know, he knows he's going to lose. He knows he's got to leave out of the White House. And so it's like he just blows a little dog whistle just to get that little fight going on, people killing each other. And at the end of the day, you know, I could have sworn he said he had a child. I'm not sure if Darren's situation, if he has a child or not, but I think he does too. And it's just like, you got to really use your brain and, you know, not let nobody bait you. Because it's like, I'm not gonna lie, I used to be a hothead. I'm 43 years old now. I used to be a hothead, you know? And it's just like, the strength of a man comes from him being able to think before he reacts. And the thing about it is, it's like, I hear Delta say it a lot, that all defense. I like that line he says. That's like, you know, you don't start no trouble, but if it comes your way, you get down, you know, if that's what you gotta do. But at the end of the day, you gotta think. And if you do a lot of thinking and you still want to make that move, that's something you can live with. I respect that, you know. But I'm just saying, as a man, just I'm not saying I'm, you know, down there over you two guys, but I'm just putting that out there, you know. But
Yeah.
I understand where your feelings are coming from. Don't get me wrong, I do.
Absolutely. Me personally, I'm not somebody that's going to let my emotions control me, and I think before my actions.
okay. Darren?
Yeah. Apollo, you said, I heard you say you watched some of my stuff. So I don't know if you kind of seen what was going on here recently. So I don't know if that's what you was kind of hitting to me about. But yeah, a lot of people, you know, like kind of a hothead, I guess you could say, you know, and yeah, I've done stuff that you know, I should have thought about, I guess you could say. But being in the militia now, I definitely gotta watch how I move, how I talk, all of that, because if not, I'm gonna risk my militia being a terrorist organization. You know, so
How old are you,
this,
brother?
huh?
I'm just curious to what your age is. I'm not, that's what I was asking.
Oh, I'm 28. I'm
Okay,
28.
okay. Okay. Go ahead. I was just curious.
Um, dang, I forgot what we was talking about.
Oh, my bad, man. My bad. It
Okay.
just came across my mind because I never knew your age. And I was always curious about that when I see your videos.
You were talking about that you had been a hothead in the past, Darren, and how
Well,
now your actions
I wouldn't
reflect
say the
back
past.
on the militia.
Yeah, I wouldn't say I was a hothead. I mean, yeah, of course, in the past, I'm still a hothead, I guess you could say. You
Okay.
know, I'm still working on it. You know, but you know, me and Delta had a talk the other day, and yeah, he kind of said, "Hey, you need to calm down. You know, you need to calm down because yeah, I went a little too far the other day. You know,
Okay.
but it's all squashed. We all squashed it, which is good. You know, because that we don't need to be beefing. We need to be coming together, trying to network, and figure out how we're gonna be peaceful. Because if not, I really feel like all this arguing on social media, social media is for real about to get people hurt, and it sucks. But that's the reality of it because, like the Boogaloo's, like I said, people view them as a racist organization, and I can tell they're not. You know, it's just like that with everything, and that's how people are going to get hurt because just playing up social media.
You mentioned General Delta Django, the leader of the NFAR. I've had a couple of people message me that have talked about how he's been a positive influence on their life. Do you feel like that?
Yeah, definitely, definitely. And you know, I always salute you for you know, connecting me in Delta, you know, for real. But back before I had talked to him, I was like, man, I got to talk to this guy. I'm trying to link with this dude. You know, I could see it in him. You know, he's I think he's in about 40, right? He's 39, I think. So I look up to him. You feel me? He's
Okay.
old school. So yeah, I'm glad to be in NFAR and have him as a general for real. He's cool as hell.
I want to ask a question. Does the NFAR look at the NFAC as an enemy or as an ally or just as another entity?
I wouldn't say an enemy because like I know I don't know everybody in NFAC and I'm sure he don't. You know, him and GMJ had their falling out.
Yeah,
But as far as just complete enemies with NFAC, no, I've never heard. We've never
good,
discussed anything as them
good,
being an enemy. You know,
good.
it's just the GMJ thing. You know.
Yeah, yeah. It's just NFAC is just another entity, another black organization is how you look at them.
Yes,
Not
because I
allies,
know
not
there's
enemies.
yeah,
Okay,
because I
cool.
know there's a lot of real guys and women in NFAC. You know, but even though a lot of us don't support GMJ, doesn't mean that the other people aren't real. You know,
Yeah,
'cause
right,
there are some of them.
right. Okay, all right. Who who are you worried about as an enemy? You you said um, you kind of think civil war is coming regardless of what happens with this election. Who are you worried about as an enemy?
The racist and
Okay.
you know, I don't even want to stereotype and say the people that no, I ain't even gonna say it like that because yeah, it's just gonna look wrong. But like this election stuff going on right now, like the two differences, Biden and Trump, you know, that right there, yeah,
Okay.
that right there is really the like I guess you can say some of the people that support Trump, the racist ones, the ones that they don't give a shit about how they feel, how you're gonna feel when they speak something like negative, you
Okay.
know, like that. Those are the people I feel like are already calling me an enemy because of my skin color
Okay.
or something
All
like
right.
that, you know,
Yeah. All
without
right.
talking to me like that, you know.
All right. Apollo,
Yeah.
do you see any groups you would consider enemies?
To myself,
Yeah.
um, he kind of touched on it. I just feel like it might be a racial divide, or it might be just a, you know, left right. You know, it could go either way. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
so weird, this whole little thing. You know what I mean? Like, this is weird to me, but it could go either way. And like I said, my thing is like, you know, I understand where both of these brothers coming from, but I don't participate on that type of level. But
Yeah.
defense, it's like if they bring that to my house, obviously, you know, I'm gonna go into flip
Right.
out, flip out. You know what I'm saying? But it's like hopefully it don't go to that. But it's like I'm all defense. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
Yeah.
but I understand. I'm not a knock a person who feels like they want to challenge that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because I can understand where that passion come from. But I'm at the point where it's just like I'm defense, you know what I'm saying? And we
Yeah.
hopefully something's get figured out. And be honest with you, I really don't foresee it getting that out of hand. Like I said, this is 2020. And I think military can come in and watch that. I don't know. I just really believe military can come in and shut that down pretty quick, man. I really do believe that, man. I'm talking about like real quick. And you know, not saying that no one's weak or nothing, but I'm just saying this is 2020. We got a really high tech, strong military, man. And so it's
Yeah.
like I don't think those even if Trump blows the dog whistle, I don't think it's gonna be on a big scale like that. It'll probably
Cool.
seem that way at first, but I think it'll get shut down pretty quick. That's
All
just
right.
my thoughts. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. Galaxy, do you see any group as a major potential enemy?
Yeah. Racists and anybody against basic morals. Um, Personally, I feel like, and I hope it's not going to be a racial divide more than it already is, but I feel like it would start with ideology. People that differ in opinions and stuff like that, the left and the right. again, with what Apollo was saying, I would hope that the military would step in and handle the business before the people had to step in and handle what was not.
Okay. All right. So basically we're kind of at the point where um, it's looking like it might be more ideology, it might be more left and right than it is racial, which to me is a positive step. You know, that there's enough of us in the country that have evolved enough to understand that you know, we shouldn't be going to war with somebody just because they don't have the same skin pigment we have. And it might be a little step, but it's a step, and I hope that's where we're heading. Is it so? Are we thinking it's going to be more like a clash of Black Lives Matter, Antifa, far left, and Proud Boys far right, and a small little thing, or does it evolve? I know Apollo thinks it's going to stay relatively small. Is that what we're thinking?
I'm hoping so. I'm hoping that we have not lost touch with our humanity. And it's just, I'm sorry, small-minded people that are just so stuck on the system that we're in. And it would be just the left and the right.
Okay.
Let them duke it out. And I mean, I'm all for defending everybody's rights, but at that point, I can't defend everybody's rights.
Okay. Anybody else?
Mhm.
All right. I want to veer off path for the final question of the night, because it's an important one to me, because the state I live in, the numbers have shot up, and that's COVID-19. Does it play a factor in your life? Galaxy, since we're on you. Do you live your life differently because of COVID-19? Do you fear it? Is it a myth?
I don't fear it, but
Okay.
I know it is a real thing.
Okay.
And I don't let it control how I live my life. I'll wear a mask. I have no problem doing that. But at the same time, I feel like this is going to get used for another political agenda.
Okay. All right. Darren?
Yeah, it definitely affects me because I don't know if I know you know, Barry, but I teach martial arts, and the majority of my clients are kids. So because of the coronavirus, not many clients are able to come to, because I teach at my house. You know, the side training I teach at my house. So yeah, this since March, it was all Zoom classes. That's all I can do is Zoom classes. And that, you know, that's not cool, because when I'm teaching joint locks and stuff, you can't do all that on Zoom, you know. So that definitely affects the kids that I'm trying to teach how to fight against these bullies. Like my daughter, she has a bully at school, and you know, I'm teaching her that, you know, how to defend herself, because you know, there is bullies out there. So yeah, that's definitely what I'm big on, is teaching kids, and definitely women, because I feel like they should be able to defend themselves, especially the single moms out there that don't have a man in the house. So yeah, it definitely affected me.
Okay. Apollo?
Yeah, I mean, someone actually just had it tested positive at my job on Friday, and like my sister done had it, all her kids had it. My, you know, and so I don't know so few people that done had it. And to be honest with you, I don't want to catch it, but at the same time, it's like, just wear your mask and do what you do. You know, it's just like, hopefully this will go away soon, but ain't no telling, man. Ain't no telling what they got sleeves these people got up their sleeve. You know what I mean? Or tricks these people got up their sleeves. Ain't no telling, man. But just hopefully this will go away within the next year.
Well, we will all do this again sometime here very quickly, if you're all up for it. Thank you all for giving me some of your time. Thank you for giving me your opinions. And before we sign off, anybody, we're on Apollo. You got anything you want to say here at the end?
Just shout out to Galaxy, you and Darren, and y'all stay safe. Y'all two brothers over there, like I said, I respect y'all opinion and how y'all feel. Just always think before you move. And I'm sure you already know that. I just want to reinstate that, that just always think before you move, because there's a lot of people playing games and a lot of people like to go fishing and bait stuff in, so just remember, man, these people think they think they're puppet masters and they think we're the little dolls, and sometimes we gotta step back for a second and take a look at the big picture. And that's all, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, shout out to you guys all for coming through. Thanks for coming through, man. Nice conversation.
And we would have had Captain Black on. For some reason, he wasn't able to make it. And it would have rounded the conversation out nicely, because his slogan is not Black Lives Matter, it's Black Lives MAGA. He's a conservative Black man, a supporter of Donald Trump. So I wish he would have been able to join us, because it would have rounded out the conversation nicely. Darren, you have any final words?
Salute all y'all. It was nice meeting you, both of y'all. Salute NFAR. We up right now. NFAR up. So go subscribe on my YouTube, y'all. If y'all haven't seen it, it's called Darren's Podcast. Got a lot of different stuff on there. I'm trying to do my thing on there, So y'all go subscribe, and salute to all three of y'all.
Apollo, let me jump back to you. Give your podcast real quick.
Mine is just Apollo Ezekiel on YouTube. Like I said, I just started mine a week ago. I just was like, you know what? I'm gonna just start, because actually what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna start interviewing young guys, because I want to get a better understanding of, because that's my passion is the youth. So I want to get a better understanding of their mindset and what could have helped them, or what can help them get out of their situation. So I'm gonna start doing those type of interviews. And like
That's
I said,
awesome.
I want to get Doofus on there, get you on a panel on there to, share some wisdom. And I'm about sharing wisdom and communicating with people. And so, yeah, Apollo Ezekiel, like I said, just started it. We'll get it going,
All right. Galaxy, you got the final word, my man.
Peace and unity. Always just keep working towards it.
All right.
And I would like to kind of give a shout out to United Bayou.
Okay.
They need as much help as they can get.
Okay. They have a website. Just Google United Bayou.
That's actually the GoFundMe of the. That's actually the GoFundMe of the Village 337 down in Lafayette.
Okay. Cool. All right.
Because, like I said, we're all paying for this out of pocket.
All right. Thank you all. I love you all. Peace, prosperity, blessings upon all of you. And for those of you watching, thank you so very much. It's our second panel. We're going to keep doing this. Again, I'm disappointed that we haven't been able to have a couple of women on the program, because women have played such a big part in so many aspects of what's been happening in 2020. And I truly value their opinion. So I'm looking forward to a couple of strong women coming on here before too long. And again, until next time, it is the American Doofus Show. I'm your host, Barry Welsh. Don't be a doofus.